I want you to imagine that this room that I'm standing in right now is a bakery. Have you ever wondered how people turn a plain cake into a work of art? Well, today I'm going to show you how you can do that, and that there are endless possibilities for baking once you become familiar with the basic ingredients and tools. Baking a cake is very easy, and anyone can do it with little time, practice, and patience. Baking is also very beneficial for our mental health. First, I'm going to tell you how to bake a cake from scratch. Start by preheating your oven to 350 degrees. Next, you are going to want to start by gathering all the ingredients and supplies that you need. Start by getting a 9-inch cake tin and grease it with cooking spray, making sure you're getting the entire bottom and the sides. Then line it with parchment paper, which will make it easier to remove the cake from the tin later on. The ingredients that you will need include 2 2/3 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of white sugar, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract, 2 pinches of salt, 3 eggs, 3/4 cups of milk, and lastly 3/4 cups of vegetable oil. The second set of ingredients you will need is for frosting to top cake with. You will need 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter, 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 2 cups of sugar, 1 pinch of salt, and 2 tablespoons of whole milk. Now that your oven is preheated and you have gathered all the ingredients you need, let's get to baking. Start by mixing flour, sugar, baking powder, vanilla extract, and salt together in a large bowl. Then add milk, eggs, and vegetable oil. You can mix this by hand or use an electric mixer on low speed until the mix is smooth. If the mix is too runny, add more flour until the mix becomes smooth. Pour your mix into the cake tin that you prepared earlier. Now you can put your cake in the oven and bake until a toothpick inserted into the middle of the cake comes out clean. This should only take about 1 hour. Cool your cake down on a wire rack for 5 minutes. Run a table knife around the edges to loosen the edges that are stuck to the sides. You can then flip your cake upside down on the cooling rack to let it completely cool down for 30 minutes. When your cake is cooled off, you can start making your frosting. It is important that your cake is completely cooled off, because if it is still hot, it can cause your frosting to melt and run down the sides of your cake. In a small bowl, using an electric mixer, mix butter, sugar, milk, vanilla, and salt until it is light and fluffy. Now you can use a table knife to evenly spread the frosting across the top of the cake. Once you're finished, you can decorate however you want with sprinkles or edible icing decorations. You have now successfully baked and decorated your first cake. The last thing that I want to address is why baking is good for our mental health. Baking can help you take your mind off things, which helps you release stress. It can also help us increase our happiness, because baking for others can increase a feeling of well-being, which also helps contribute to stress relief and makes you feel like you've done something good in the world, increasing your connection with other people and your meaning in life. Now that you have baked your first cake, you can use your imagination to make some even cooler cakes for yourself, friends, or family. You could even try baking something else, such as cupcakes or cake pops. I hope that you can now successfully bake a cake, and that you have gained a basic understanding of the ingredients used for baking. I also hope that you can improve your mental health by baking a cake for your friends or family by turning a plain, boring cake into a work of art. Thank you for listening. Here are my references.